Today we're going to be looking at Savasana, also known as corpse pose. Now Savasana is a pose that we can do on its own. It doesn't have to be part of a wider yoga class, and we can do so in the context of things like reclined meditation, yoga nidra, but it's also a pose that we all know really for being the last pose that happens in a yoga class. Now the first thing I want to share with you about Savasana is that it's the most important pose that you will do within your yoga practice, and that's really important to tell you that because it's the pose that most students tend to skip. And I will make a confession, it's a pose that when I first started doing yoga, I used to skip all the time as well, because I used to think it's just the relaxation bit at the end, I've done my practice, I'm finished and I don't have time for that part of it. But that was before I knew that it's actually the most important pose that you can do, and I'll explain why. First of all, when you come into Savasana, you're allowing your body to come into complete stillness in a pose that really closely resembles anatomical neutral. So what that means is that you're allowing your body to integrate everything that you've done in your practice. If you skip Savasana, you skip that integration. The second reason why Savasana is so important is because in Savasana, that's your opportunity to draw all of your awareness inward, which is also known as pratyahara, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, and it's the limb that prepares you for coming to meditation that comes later. And so if you're doing a practice of physical yoga and then you're hoping to come to seated meditation afterwards, your practice of Savasana is really important for helping you to get there. So we shouldn't be skipping Savasana, okay? So if there's one thing you take away from this video, it's that Savasana is something that you should do and that you should not skip. And if you've got the time to just allow yourself to lie in Savasana for 20 minutes of a day, you will find the benefits almost immediately. I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you can do to get into Savasana and to feel really comfortable within it. So I'm straightening both legs out here and I'm bringing my feet wide. So I've not got my feet really close together, I'm really widening them and I'm letting the feet fall out to the edges of the mat. I've got no effort going on right now in my lower body, and I'm bringing my arms out to the sides as well. So this is the first option. Now you might find that this is kind of pinching in your low back a little bit, in which case you can bend your knees, maybe bring the soles of the feet wide, let the knees fall in towards each other. So this is an option as well. If you have a bolster at home or if you have some thick cushions, another way that you can make your Savasana feel really nourishing is just to put it underneath your knees. So I will show you how this can look. So again, I'm still taking my feet nice and wide. Some other ways that you could make this more nourishing is maybe to add some socks on, maybe cover yourself up with a blanket, maybe bring an eye pillow onto your eyes. So from here, the next thing I'm going to show you is how you can get out of Savasana pose. So the last thing we want to do when we've been in Savasana for a while is just to all of a sudden open up the eyes or come to a seated position without doing this gradually in stages. So what I like to cue my students to do is to first of all to lengthen the inhale, because each time you breathe in, your heart rate speeds up a little bit. So this just brings some gentle energy back to your body. The next thing I do is wiggle fingers and toes, bringing some gentle movement into the body. Rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles. Like to stretch arms up overhead. Just finding this big stretch brings energy up and down your spine. Maybe hugging the knees and towards your chest. Rocking side to side. And then if it can feel good just to roll over onto one side, using the bottom arm as a pillow, and you can kind of gently kick your bolster down if you were using one. Resting here for as long as feels good, and then from here we're really using the arms to guide yourself and walk yourself back up nice and gently. So the first thing I like to do here is just to come up onto that arm that I was using as a pillow and just press myself up bit by bit. Now some people might find that they like to transition onto all fours and that this is a better way just to walk themselves back up. The most important thing to do is to come out of it slowly and gently and gradually and at your own pace. Even if it means that everyone else in your class is already sitting upright, you just take however long it takes you to get there. The worst thing you could do is to rush that transition and then feel a little bit groggy and a little bit out of sorts. Allow yourself to reawaken really gradually, just like you would do in the morning when you're waking up from a sleep. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take care.